I know you're frustrated, you've been in the past, and you keep mentioning to me you feel like you're coming out of stance often.
Yeah.
Right. So I just had a watch there, and I know Angus, when you're fighting Angus, right, we're all scared of this shot to us here. So I think there's one or two things happening. You're kind of hiding behind your shield and turning everything to protect this, and I understand why. That's his fault. But what was on you in this one, right, is quite often it looks like you're almost in a rapier stance, right? And rapier stance is designed to get everything going out this way, right? We're actually doing a lot of rotational forces, trying to stabilise ourselves when those rotational forces come. So if we were to adopt a rapier stance, we're going to actually throw ourselves on. Because the thing that adds to the self-notice, you are a very tall fighter. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but you are. But it looks like you were actually trying to get extra height and go up. We were trying to work out, why does it look like Andrew's doing this when he's fighting? Right? So with your feet, you're actually more, they're quite narrow in your stance. So if you were to stand side on, say this is wide, and as you bring your feet closer and closer, we start to say this is a narrow stance.
Yeah.
So what you were actually, it appeared what you were doing, right, if I go like this with the camera, right, you were actually more like this, right, and what that's causing you to do, as your pelvis, as you're starting to swing your arm, you're losing your balance, and to help you regain your balance, you're actually throwing yourself up. Right, so if you're going up, you go, I'm coming off balance, because all of the force you were generating was doing this.
Yeah.
Right, so I think just one thing to concentrate on tonight is actually, instead of fighting like this, change it a little bit like that, right, so it's wider, at least your pelvis width, right, and you were basically pointing yourself directly at your opponent here. So say if I'm looking into the camera now, so that's your opponent, you start off with your feet like this. What I'd like you to do is to open it wider, and then turn so you're more facing your opponent's bent. And I think you'll find as you're swinging, it's going to stop you. You get to here, you start to lock up here, and you're starting to lift. I think we need to get you down a bit wider, so as you're turning, you're stable. And as you're turning, if you just drop down a little bit, that's actually going to give you more stability, quicken your return, right, and actually allow you to delay your point of decision a little bit in the cut. So if you're coming through and you see your opponent's already covered where you're targeting, you still might be able to go to a new opening, but that's probably get the main thing. Lose that, come a little bit like this, and then actually turn yourself. So I think that will help you a lot.
The thing that really needs to happen, at least for training, so not as like is what we actually do in the fight, but for training. See how far apart you can get your feet and still fight. So like you can do some comically wide stances and see what happens here. On a more practical level, Jib has for a long time been really telling me to point both of my toes at my opponent. So yeah, like if I'm at the camera, instead of fighting sort of like this, it's like this, and get them pointed at my opponent. Yeah, and that way you can come out of that to get a position, and then come back into that to maintain that. So like I just do that, and then you can just. Yeah. It feels really weird, particularly with a strap shield to start with. It's less important, but still, like if you're thinking toes pointed at my opponent, it'll almost by default put you in a wider stance.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So that's just adding on to yours.
Also, the other common thing is because you've actually got that stance and you're more structured, it gives more strength
ever when my knee just
Oh,
like
yeah.
popped
when
in,
you
just
actually
like
receive things
just
like
felt
that.
that.
Right, so instead of it flopping around, you
Happy
feel
one.
like, you're not fighting against it, it will give you greater control.
No,
So just give that a little
I'll
bit.
try right now. I will, that is the thing that I'll bring back tonight.
Yeah.
The one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not
One thing, cool. Good luck for that one.
Thanks.
If you get injured, blame Maz, not me.
Sure.
Do we want to do one